tears, accusations of domestic violence, more than a year without scoring a single goal. Antony is considered by the English as the worst signing in the history of the Premier League. Labeled by former United player Paul Scholes as a clown, Antony turns out to be just a clown. What he really needs is a knockout. The truth is that Antony's situation in England is more tense than one might imagine. Antony arrived as the second most expensive signing in United's history, and his start was overwhelming, achieving a feat never seen before at United, scoring in his first 3 games. Expectations were high, but then everything fell apart, and Antony went from star to joke among the English. And it was exactly what led United to sign him that became the main reason for the jokes. Until February of last year, Antony had completed only 10 of the 31 dribbles he attempted, a rate of just 32% successful dribbles. Defenders are aware of his path to the goal, even though it is not a frequent path for him. To give an idea, Antony went an incredible 1 year and 11 days without scoring a single goal in the Premier League. His last goal had been in the previous season against Nottingham Forest. During this 1-year interval, Antony only managed to score in the FA Cup against Newport County, which plays in the 4th tier of English football, and against Liverpool. He only ended this drought in the current season, more than a year later. If anyone thought this goal would mark a new beginning in his career at Manchester United, the team's defeat in the following game suggested otherwise. Playing on the right, he made only 30 touches against Crystal Palace, failed to make a single touch inside the penalty area, didn't complete a single dribble, and didn't produce an important pass. This resulted in his substitution at 60 minutes, at which point United was already losing 3-0. Antony ended the current season with 43 games played, only 3 goals, and 1 assist, with just 1 goal in the Premier League. It was a year to forget. Antony was left out of 8 matches and didn't come on the field in 6 games. This is not why United paid such a fortune, making him the 13th most expensive player in football history at the time. Antony became a joke in England after frequently using his signature dribble, a double spin on the ball, a dribble with no utility. He was even called a clown by former United player Paul Scholes after spinning 720 degrees with the ball stuck to his feet and then missing a forward pass. "He is like that, but I think he needs a knockout from the opponent," Scholes said. After the game, Ten Hag said he would correct his player, explaining, "When there is a trick like that, it is good as long as it is functional." Meanwhile, Antony didn't like the criticism and posted on Instagram, "We are known for our art, and I will not stop doing what brought me here." Antony is considered by the English as one of the worst signings in Premier League history, seen as the biggest waste of money in the Championship's history. Antony's situation is so critical that the English newspapers list him as the player who has lost the most value in recent years, losing an incredible 53% of his value. Despite Ten Hag's belief in the boy, sometimes he goes too far. In February, Erik Ten Hag put Antony in the game with only 30 seconds left to end the match. The worst part is that this happened on Antony's birthday. Obviously, he was quite sad, to the point where opponents came to console him. It is worth remembering that Ten Hag tried the same thing with Cristiano Ronaldo, wanting to put him in with 1 minute left in the game. Cristiano signaled no and said he wouldn't go in under any circumstances. Ten Hag believes there is only one explanation behind Antony's poor form this season: accusations of domestic violence. In March, Antony's ex-partner, Gabriella, alleged in an interview that she had been attacked by him on 3 different occasions. Gabriella claimed that Antony assaulted her in a car while she was pregnant, threatened to throw her out of the moving vehicle, and that she received a headbutt and a punch in a hotel room in Manchester, resulting in a damaged breast implant. Antony denied these accusations, as well as similar ones made by 2 other women. During this period, Antony was suspended by United for almost 3 weeks to respond to the allegations. Despite being reinstated to the squad, investigations are still ongoing. Antony is visibly shaken, and this is evident in his behavior on the field. In the game against City, he came on in the final minutes when United was already losing. In the second half stoppage time, Doku dribbled past the Brazilian player twice, which made Antony very angry. Frustrated, he kicked City's fast attacker and then went after him. Doku pointed his finger in Antony's face twice in response, and both times United's star angrily tried to push his hand away before they were separated. In a recent game, Antony also became very furious with Ten Hag. The Brazilian came off the bench and was then transferred to the left side by Erik Ten Hag. Upon learning of the tactical change, Antony became very irritated, and Marcus Rashford was one of those who tried to calm him down. Despite everything, he still managed to score in this game against Liverpool. The atmosphere in England is not the best for Antony, and sometimes he doesn't help himself either. In the FA Cup semi-final, Antony came on with United leading Coventry 3-0, but the team conceded the equalizer, taking the game to penalties. United won, but what caught the attention was the Brazilians' attitude. Antony had the audacity to taunt the Coventry players, the ninth-placed team in the second division. This gave the English another reason to criticize him. Once again, Antony became a laughingstock in the country, with the press calling him a second-division player. Even a Coventry player said, with that kind of football, he should be in the Championship, second division. The truth is that Manchester United is already preparing to take a huge loss on Antony's sale in the next transfer window. Reports in the English media indicate that the club's patience with Antony seems to have finally run out, and they will listen to offers for the Brazilian in the summer. Antony, Casemiro, and Christian Eriksen are pointed out as the top 3 players who will be made available for transfer. United intends to reduce the wage bill for their rebuild. According to the Daily Mail, Manchester United knows it will struggle to recover even half of the $86 million paid for Antony, that is, $43 million. The newspaper also wrote, "The fact that United is prepared to accept such a huge loss to sell Antony is a clear sign of how disappointed the club has been with him." Emerging talents. Garnacho and Diallo may replace Antony, but now, I want your opinion. What would be the best destination for Antony to recover his good football? Write here in the comments because I want to know. Also, leave your like, which helps us continue bringing new content like this. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss new videos. A big hug, and see you next time.